Wait, so Nick, that means we have got it. We got here. We made it all the way here, Nick. It is time for the Tavern
Tavern Talk.
Talk. Woo! Roll the
Woo!
intro.
Jordan, I know we need to take a drink too for this Tavern Talk section.
Yeah?
Yeah. So something that we did over the past week as we were having our little hiatus that people have been wanting and waiting for because we've talked about it for weeks now is we finally got at Dark Lady Cosplay on and she came on. We got the recording. We are in editing. So that's gonna be out soon. But I think we should take a drink to that about getting that collab set up and done ish.
Yeah, absolutely. And you know what? We'll make that our first Tavern Talk section. We will tease the hell out of it. We'll talk about what we like about it.
Yeah.
And then you guys better listen to it. But yeah, to Dark Lady Cosplay, thank you so
Yes.
much.
Oh, it was a blast having her on.
Absolute
Oh my
blast.
God. And that recording was like 4 hours long. I could not believe how long it
It's
took us to
yeah,
get
that's
that
why
done.
it's not out yet. It's some work.
No, it's gonna be a couple weeks because we got to do the audio, the video, and then we want to
Yeah,
make sure
we
everybody's
got
good before publishing.
we we want to clear it because the Dark Lady is one of the most professional people I've ever worked with. Absolutely awesome lady.
Yes.
Thank you so much for your time if you're listening.
And I love
It
that she even was like, I kind of want to come on Tavern Talk.
No, and so Nick is a incredibly charismatic person, and maybe you could convince the Dark Lady herself to come out for a Tavern Talk. I would be so excited.
She did say she wanted to. So I don't know if she's listened to a couple of them, but
We'll see. We'll see.
yeah, it'd be good to have her on and do some regular content with her.
I was really impressed. So
I was blown away. It was an amazing interview we had with her.
So the only person that has really been able to touch the raw audio of this interview so far is me. And I'm just really, really impressed, and I'm really happy to have had her on. And I'm really excited for you guys to hear what comes from it. It's really a beautiful rendition of Sylvanas in many ways.
Yeah, it was just wonderful having somebody else that's as geeked up about it all as we are. And so that's why it was 4 hours long because we talk lore and then get sidetracked about like digging into lore and then come back to it, be like, wait, we're going in the weeds.
Yeah, so like not her, but like another person always talked to me. It's like, it's crazy how you guys like talk about lore all the time and why these guys are here, and it's like nobody ever really does that. And I was like, oh well, we do here.
Yes.
And to
Well,
be
we
honest
both
with you, it all started, I think, to be honest with you, make jokes about it, right?
Oh
You
yeah.
know?
Yeah. I mean,
That's how it all started.
yeah.
And then I
Well, it's
loved
also
it.
the fact that like you and I we disagree when it comes to the game mechanics or no, what cuz you don't like the fact that you can't go do some stuff with cross faction and you don't
Yep.
care about the lore when it comes to that, but I'm like,
Yep.
no, lore is lore. Where's the Incredibles 2 meme? Math is math.
I have my fence that says faction separation is a joke. So, and that's my sign that's standing in my yard right now. So,
It literally is. I made it. I'm just
no, it's sweet. Print them for both sides, baby. That's how you make money.
Oh man! So Jordan, should we move into our impressions of Dungeons and Mythics so far in these last 2 weeks?
Yeah, I do want to talk about the dungeons because they kind of kept with the Mythic 0 being a Mythic 10 or higher in the old system. And then you have keys beyond that, and I've continued to like it. What I did not realize is when you turn on to like a Mythic Key 2, it actually doesn't turn the dungeon up at all. It just adds affixes for you. So I think Mythic 2s are actually a really, really good introduction to the Xalatath affixes.
Yeah. Well,
Um,
they're not too challenging either, to where it's
I
gonna.
think the problem is there's 4 of them. I think there should be 2 of them that rotate. I don't think there should be 4 of them.
No, I think the 4 is okay. It keeps it pretty spicy.
You got to keep new play. No, it's great. I'm talking about for you and I. It's awesome, actually.
Yeah, no. Even for the new player, it's pretty good because they're not
You think
they're
so?
not overly challenging to understand. It's pretty much kill the mob, take the orbs, take the crystal, and
Yeah, I guess it is intuitive because then they get to be like us. Oh, it's Xalatath Bargain Ascendant
Yeah.
week. and they all roll their eyes. Oh, I have to do this.
Yep. Yeah, and it's a very
Yeah,
simple
right.
mechanic
Yeah,
to
that's the beauty of Warcraft. Just so you
well,
know.
that's why I think that these changes. I know people have like bitched during End of Dragonflight when they did the tank nerfs, but I think everything they've done for the rework wise has made a better game, and it makes it more challenging and more fun because you like I could walk into a Mythic Zero, and End of Dragonflight when I was running fucking tens and shit, and like we could walk guild people through it. We didn't have to give a shit. But now it's like, shit, it's getting a little hairy sometimes, but it's fun. Like I love that challenge. You feel so successful when you're like, whew, we're done with that. And then you get the chest
Well,
and loot.
yeah, I don't. I'm gonna add a topic to this tavern talk, which is how I feel about the healing changes.
Ah, okay,
Stay
that's
tuned.
fine. Oh, the bullet point just got added to the notes.
To be honest with you, I love the dungeons. In
Yeah.
fact, when you get to, I guess, spoiler alert, turn off the episode at this point, but you get to do 40% of a boss's health in a dungeon, and then you get to go kick his ass with some of the same mechanics in the raid. And
Yeah,
that is one of the most beautiful things I have
that
ever seen.
yeah, that cross. I don't know how
It
to
it's
cross end game
gorgeous.
content. It's yeah. They have done so well with the end game content and the management of it in this expansion
The
thus
only
far.
new mechanic that they introduced was one you can learn from a dungeon and then apply it in the
Yeah,
raid.
take it
I'm
to your
just
raid.
so impressed.
Yeah.
I'm just so impressed. I hope they keep it up.
Oh, me too. I think it's gonna be fantastic. They've been doing a killer job.
Yeah.
What is your favorite dungeons? I probably already know the answer to it.
Dawnbreaker.
Yeah, that was a dumb
I
question.
love Dawnbreaker.
What makes you like it so much?
I like the fights, and then the last boss's bug that has a new mechanic in this dungeon.
Yep.
My favorite part is that it is so clear. Actually, like when somebody messes it up, is they immediately know they stunned everybody from it, and then they don't do it again.
Yeah.
It's like it doesn't wipe the raid. It's not like, oh, there's a wave that does 7 million damage as it
Yeah, it's
crosses
not a
over
raid
you.
wipe or a
It's
dungeon
a
wipe.
it's a root or a stun on higher difficulties, and that is fine. That's
Mhm.
fine. He can mess it up and it doesn't wipe us. The
Makes the
cool part
fight
is
take longer 'cause you
how
gotta get
I
those
think it's really
barrels.
intuitive. Once you see somebody do it right,
Oh, yeah.
you
Well,
know what you have to do.
yeah, and that's why I like the going back to the new affixes. That's why I think they're really good even for new players because it's that same
Yeah.
mentality of you watch the people who are there or have played it for a while. It's easy to just pick up and go. It's not a difficult trying to understand it. And I think even bringing down like think back to when before we had all these changes. How many affixes did we have to rotate through? And then you got to memorize all of them and how to deal with them. It
Um,
just turns into a bitch. And now we have four that we changed that are really easy to understand, and then the two big ones, fortified tyrannical that flip flop are together. You so you have maybe what 4, 6, 7
well, my
total,
devil's advocate for
8.
this is Zalateth that has fucking 4 bargains. Literally 4 unique bargains, which is a joke. So I
Well,
don't
you
think
got to
they
do
should have
any. You
done
got
that.
to
I think
hey
they should have done 2 of them.
look.
They have a
You got
lot
to
of cool
take all the
concepts.
bargains to get the pictures of the feet.
No, you're right. I forgot about the feet. You're right. You're right.
Come
My
on,
feet math
think
wasn't adding up. Now it all makes sense. You're
think
right.
about
You're
it.
right.
I don't know who in Blizzard has a foot fetish, but you know through all of this expansion, somebody's got one.
The players. Hey, I love you, World of Warcraft players, but you guys got a problem with feet, man. I can see it from a mile away. God damn.
Everybody can see it from a mile away.
Yeah. We're a poster board for feet now. Good work. I did want to do a little bit of some mage talk. I wanted to chirp a little bit about some mage.
Yeah, go ahead. What do you got?
I really, really liked when I started the expansion. I liked doing mythic dungeons and mythic situations, AoE situations, we'll call it, with Frost. And I really liked doing single target situations with Arcane. And it worked very well for me. What I did this week is I flipped the bill.
No.
I'm only allowed to play raids on Frost. I'm only allowed to do dungeons in Arcane.
Okay, so why did you flip your build then?
I got
How are you
bored.
using? Oh, okay.
And I learned they're both really good. What I've preached about is I don't think any class should be interrupting their own casts. Like, if your idea as an arcane mage is just cast arcane blast unless you get a proc, and then you interrupt it with a proc, it's honestly kind of a stressful environment. It's really tense. If you have to move, you might not nail that. Like, it's really a tense environment.
Yeah.
I think it's really funny when they talked a couple weeks ago when they said, "Oh yeah, we're working on making sure Arcane Mage doesn't have to interrupt spells." I'm like, "No, you didn't. You literally don't even play the class, do you? You do you know how
You have no
many
idea what you're talking about.
Yeah, do you know how many arcane missiles I interrupt with Arcane Blast? Like, what a joke. What an absolute joke.
Have you counted?
No, I can't. It would be I would have to have hundreds of hands to count those thousands of times I've interrupted that.
Is it really that much?
Yes. No, you should watch me. You should really watch me play the mage on Arcane. It's really weird. There's a lot of interrupting that happens. Not only the enemies, but yourself. You have to interrupt yourself. It's part of it. It's like creep trading, you
Yeah.
know? Not literally,
Mhm.
but it is. Arcane's just really good. That's the biggest thing about it is if you can honestly deal with all the crap, you can be a monster. You can be an absolute monster. And to be honest with you, Blizzard keeps nerfing Arcane. It keeps nerfing Arcane. It keeps nerfing Arcane. But dude, they have to be so good to do that. Let
Yeah.
them have it. Like, let every class except Paladin have their moment. You know what I mean?
I knew that was coming. Why? Paladin is the
They
single
have their
greatest
moment
class
always.
ever.
Fuck.
Yeah.
I mean, I love Paladin. They're great.
Paladin's a myth. Remember, you need to follow the light because the rest of the guild follows
I
the
like them
light.
when they're retribution. That's for sure.
Yeah, I know you do. You love it when I'm tagging along and anywhere. The damage output is very nice. Very nice.
No, good pumps, but I mean,
That's because
they
Rat
don't, they
fucking
don't tank
pumped.
well and they don't heal well.
I don't know. I'll fight you on the tanking. The healing, I have no idea. I don't like healing on the. I'm gonna be honest. I do not like healing on my paladin.
Healing sure is something.
It's
Oh,
just different. My
goodness.
brain, I can't wrap my brain around it. It doesn't tickle my
You
brain.
gotta love everybody. It's all about
It's just
one
weird.
love. It's all about you gotta save them
There's
anyway.
probably something I'm missing on it that just I haven't figured out yet.
Well, if you like the concept, then yeah.
Right. No, I mean I love the class, obviously.
Well, saving people, right? Like, it's about the healer mentality.
Yeah.
You
Well,
no
I mean,
longer
shit, dude, I
are the
played.
instrument, you have to save the instruments.
Yeah, I did. Was a holy priest for like 90% of Dragonflight, and then I was like, I'm gonna try something else because I got burnt out on healing. Like it just stressed me out, and I was
It
like,
is
I'm gonna try
stressful.
Paladin, and then just fell in love. And I'm like, yep, this is where I was supposed to be. All of the 15 years of playing WoW was Paladin.
To be honest with you, I haven't had a whole lot of experience with this, so I'm gonna put you on the chopping block, Nick. You
Uh-oh.
have to answer first. How do you feel about the affixes so far?
I haven't been able to deal with a lot of the higher end ones, obviously, because I'm still pretty
Me
low
neither.
tier. Yeah, I'm only at five. I am trying to push harder than I did in Dragonflight, but it's still like with life and a bunch of other stuff, like it gets hard to get on sometimes. But from what I've played, I haven't minded. I've actually enjoyed the affixes. They're not like I was saying earlier in our news episode when we were going over them. They aren't hard for new players to get. They aren't hard for veteran players to understand either. I think they did it
It's
extremely well.
nice. It's
Yeah,
nice.
it's a very nice way they've done it.
And it
And
differentiates a key from a Mythic Zero,
yeah,
right?
yep.
Yep. And you can get
And
used to it from key to key.
yeah, no, I think they did a fantastic job with it. Now, getting later when you get the tyrannical and the
I
fortified
can't
added
speak
in,
for later. Yeah,
yeah, I
right.
can't either. But I'm gonna guess it's gonna make more of a challenge like it's supposed to. But I would assume that it's going to be a healthy challenge because even with all the changes in healing, with which I know you want to talk about, and tanks that came about,
Now we'll talk about healing
I
changes
think
coming up.
that's been good for the entire Mythic dungeon experience as well as the new affixes. I think they all mesh together quite well. So whoever's cooking on this stuff in Blizzard's doing a great job in my book. I'm extremely happy with it. What about you, Jordan? I know you said you have limited experience with the new affixes so far.
I have done So my mage is like mythic rating like 600, and my evoker is like 100 something. So I've done that probably adds up to like 7 mythic keys total. I do want to dive deeper. I do think Xalatath's bargain is awesome. I honestly
Come with
think the
me.
Kiss Curse
Play.
is
You need to come. You wanna do more mythics? Let's go play in the Raider IO charts.
Nick,
Just
I'm
yeah.
actually doing I didn't realize I really started hating myself and then I
Oh
really
no.
started doing well. I really started I'm really
The goal to
upset.
success in mythics.
I got
Hate yourself.
really well, I hurt. I hurt so much. I got so angry. I was like,
Yeah.
there's no excuse. I've been playing this game for how many fucking years? What the fuck is this? Honestly. And so in the last week, I woke the fuck up and I stopped drinking and I took a real look at these classes and I did some
Yeah.
math and
Oh,
it's
you bust
starting to
out the Excel
work.
spreadsheets. That you're getting
Yeah.
serious.
Spreadsheets are back. Spreadsheets are
Back in
back because there's
style.
a lot to it. There's a lot to it. There's like risk. It's almost like gambling on pieces. It's
Dude, that I will say the one thing, like, fixes aside, the one thing that frustrates me about running Mythics is, like, I get not getting a piece once in a while, that's fine. But when I get a piece and it's one that I already have, like exactly the eye level I have it, it frustrates the hell out of me that there isn't something in place to at least, like, I'm trying to get geared. I'm able to get into Mythics. Why is there no chunk of code that if I'm earned a piece of gear, it's going to give me a higher chance on pieces that I need instead of just, oh, here's a fucking piece. Like, doo-doo, there you go. I'd say that's my biggest issue right now.
I think gearing.
Oh, the to get geared, extremely easy road. Honestly, like just put your time in, do
Right.
delves now. Like I'm just saying, when it's when the delves aren't when I've done all my delves and I'm missing, it happens in delves too. You get the bountiful chest and I pop a piece of gear and it is an eye level equivalent to something I already have that I got out of a prior delve, something or other. It's the fact of like, I sat there, went through 4 delves and only got maybe like one piece of gear that was useful. Like that's where I'm frustrated with it. When I had, half my set is like everything's in purple, but half of them, like I think it's my rings and a couple other things, are still they're at the end of their upgrade ability. Like they're in, I need actually purple pieces in there now instead of
Need
like,
some perps.
yeah, which is, and that's the pain in the ass part, is that I'm trying to hunt down rings and to replace all this stuff, but it's like I keep getting, chest, head, shit I already have that's like 600 plus. But anyways, Jordan, did you want to move on to hot fixes instead of bitching about gearing?
So, yes, I do have some interesting ideas about healing changes. How do I put this? If I had to put the World of Warcraft tank nerf in a bubble and say how I feel about it, I would say I absolutely love it. I would say I am so valuable as a healer now. I would say I actually feel like I have to heal you. Now I'm not just hopefully 100k DPS mark. Like
Yeah.
I am actually a healer now. And I like that they're going back to this holy trinity. Did they have to nerf tanks to do it? Yes. Did they have to make tanks be able to die to crap? Yes. They had to. My value as a healer is incredible now. Like, there isn't going to be a demon hunter tank that can show up and heal way more than me, even though it's single target
Yeah.
because they pull all the mobs. There's no way that's going to happen anymore. I am required. I have to help them. I have to help everybody. I'm not just, oh, that healer only did 100,000. That healer only did 60k. It is, I am a healer again.
Yep. Yeah, and that's like I was saying earlier. I think all these changes wrapped up beautifully to make this game good again.
I feel when I play my evoker, I feel important. I feel
Yeah,
required.
you're not
I
feeling like
feel
you're just
like I
being
am
pulled through it.
doing things to move this group along
Hmm.
other than just hoping I get 100k damage. Like it feels good. I am saving people.
Yeah, because we had talked about this. I don't know if you made the comment earlier. Um, but I know we were talking about it in the Discord, and you were happy that you weren't like subjugated to the damage chart and felt like a nerf DPS anymore.
Yeah, I don't feel like a neutered DPS.
Yeah, that's the way you put it.
Yep.
Which
I
is
am
I
here
haven't healed yet, but I can understand you.
because it's like, okay, I guess you're only a healer when it hurts. And then every other time you better start slapping, you better start blowing your cooldowns, you better it's like what a joke.
Yeah.
And so they're going back to the Holy Trinity. As my evoker, I get to take healing talents in my evoker tree as preservation because they're so good. I really like where it's going. I really want tanks to take more damage. I'm sorry. And I want to be able to heal it.
Oh yeah,
It
no,
feels
I don't
good. It
I
feels
was
good to do it.
yeah, I think that a tank being able to pull, half a dungeon and live through it is a lot of bullshit. So I'm extremely happy with the nerfs all around. Unless they do it to Paladin, which doesn't ever need to be. It's beautiful and it should stay S tier on damage. I want to hit my four buttons and do like a mill. But no, I think you said it right. They're going back to this Holy Trinity, and it's a breath of fresh air when you go into a dungeon because you're actually having to, like, for instance, back in the before they did all these nerfs and shit. You know,
Yeah, I have an
I had to
example too,
watch
but go ahead
myself.
and let
No,
me
yeah, no,
yeah.
go ahead. You do yours. Do yours.
So I was talking with somebody I was playing with.
Yeah.
Um, the problem is with healers is 50% of them are normies. Okay?
Ooh. Yeah.
50% of them, and this is a hot take. Oh, I hear it. I hear our views. I
Get the
hear everybody
pitchforks.
drop. I see our bar in the our viewership bar dropping off right now.
All like 50 people.
But like the problem is, honestly, is that 50% of healers just want to heal shit and not stand in anything. Now,
Yeah.
and I'm gonna be honest with you, I am a good healer. I want to heal you. That's
I
what
don't
I
know. There's
want my
times where I
purpose to
take
be.
damage and you're healing. I'm like,
Yes,
why am I
yes,
hurting?
I am excited. I am looking. This is an opportunity now that the tanks are taking damage. I can actually heal the tank now
Yeah.
if it's a blood decay.
Dude, I
Like,
wanna I wanna bring up my tank so that way you and I can kind of do that like little swap of you heal, I tank.
no, yeah, me and Sully been
Yeah, I know you
working on
guys been
that.
doing that.
Yeah.
I want to get in on that because I know you're saying she wasn't liking tanking as much
No,
because of
no,
the.
we need a tanky.
Yeah, I gotta bring the prop Haley.
But I also have the warrior. I don't want to do it.
I'll do
So
it. I don't mind
we could
picking
be
that mantle
tanks.
up.
We could be tank brothers.
Dude, that'd be hot. I'd
That
like
would
to do
be
that.
kind of
Fucking
really
getting in
hot.
raids and doing tank swaps together.
Yeah,
Girl,
we could host anything.
spicy.
The truth
Anyway,
of it is,
healing
the
tank.
truth of it
Get
is,
in.
but the truth of it is,
Oh,
if we
get in.
become both tanks, then we just cut all the bad DPS and just keep going. Like we're tanks.
Yeah, we have the reins.
I don't give a fuck who you are. I'm a tank. Who are you? He's like, well, I'm a tank. I'm like,
I
well, I
have
have
main
another one, so
character
kick.
energy. You are just DPS. Look, your bar is not high enough. Bye bye.
Yeah, there's some truth to that. I've been doing well, but there is some
Well,
truth to
dude, I'll
that.
tell you what. I remember doing a raid when I had talked to you about really wanting to get serious on endgame content, and this is expansions ago. And you took me into a raid while you were tanking, and we're sitting in Discord, and you're going, dude, you are not doing enough damage. You need like they're going to cut you. You need to know you're like you put a fire under my ass, and now, dude, I am like fucking on it, like
I didn't
Donkey
mean to
Kong.
do that. I'm
No,
sorry.
you did it in a good way. It was a good thing that you did. Like I wouldn't have understood it if you were like, "Look, here's what's happening. It's gonna suck if you get cut, but you're looking at getting cut because your damage isn't. You're not outputting what you need to during this fight." Some people don't
I'm
know that.
sorry.
Why are you sorry? I'm a better player for it.
Well, Nick, I think in some ways you don't really necessarily need a fire under your ass, but
No, but it's the way you explained it, and it was nice to have somebody who has been at extremely high levels in the game that we won't get into detail about. To have someone like you be the person who introduced me to the end game content, and you know how we both are this way. When we're wanting to focus on something, it's look, we aren't going to sugarcoat it. This is what's happening. This is how I'm thinking.
We're blunt. We're
Yeah,
very
we're
blunt.
we're
Yeah.
blunt. No, we won't be like that with everybody, but you and I are that to each other because we know how we communicate, and that's just how it works for us.
Right. And it do.
Yeah, but by you doing that, it made me a vastly better player. It made me look at my classes and start understanding things at next, like the next level up kind of thing.
Oh, it was
Yeah,
me?
yeah, dude.
Aw. Well, thank you.
You're
Thank you.
welcome.
I'm glad I could have
That's
at least done that for you.
that's
I really
why I'm
appreciate it.
so happy to be in the podcast with you and running this guild. Like we're tiny, but dude, we're doing so good. I think we're doing fantastic.
And I think we're really cool. So,
Yeah, we got a
and
great
I
group of
think
people who play our
the
favorite
couple
game
of
mode.
guys we have trail along with us are really cool too. So,
Yeah. I mean, shit, dude. K-Biff like challenges me on the charts. Sully's
oh,
always like
Biff is
the
crazy.
walking encyclopedia of Warcraft. We got some cool people that just come in, hang out, and raid, do dungeons, or just shoot the shit in the Discord.
It really is amazing. Hey, if anybody's listening, thank you so much for
Mhm.
listening to our podcast. It means a lot to us.
Yeah,
Thank you.
100%. We always appreciate it, and give us if you guys want to hear more of something or want us to change something up, let us know.
Or
Or
want
if
us
you
to
really
talk
want to get
about
in touch,
something,
join the
or
Discord. Every episode has a link to our Discord.
every episode. So I guess let me wrap up healing
Yeah,
changes.
yeah, yeah. Because we kind of went off the deep end there.
I am uncontroversially a fan of them nerfing tanks and making healers important.
Yeah.
To
Well,
be
it's so
honest with
boring to
you,
get dragged
on
through a
my
dungeon.
evoker, I have never felt so important being a preservation evoker,
You and
and
the
I
4 other
love
people
it.
that play it
Yeah,
probably love it.
well, a healer in general.
Yeah.
Like now you are critical. You have to make critical decisions. It's not it's not a useless position anymore. If the tank is so well geared, you still kind of have to worry about it. I love it. I love it so much.
No, I'm a fan of every I was worried at first with all the changes they were making before War Within came out, but seeing how it has operated inside the game, huge fan of everything they've done. I think everything needed to get done
Yeah.
because they were going to slowly experience it was going to be like a class style bloat of power that we had. I mean, do you remember back in the day when we were like 120, I think was like max level at one point, and
Yeah.
you just demolished everything. You have to scale back sometimes.
And they have.
Yeah, and I think they've done a great job. So I'm with you on it. I think you and I agree on that one.
Yeah, it is, to be honest with you. Nick, would you say this is the best MMO right now?
Yeah, yeah, no,
Yep.
I would say it, and that's having played, ESO
Yep.
and a couple other ones.
Yep.
I will always come back to Warcraft. Though, like I've had times where I don't play it, and then end up coming back because nothing else compares. And I don't know if it's the nostalgia of having so many years playing
Yeah,
this
we could
game.
be biased.
Well, but I like ESO's realistic art style. I think it's beautifully done. It's a gorgeous game. I love how the NPCs talk. I wish our NPCs would talk a little bit, not in like cutscenes, but when you pick up a quest.
I wish
Um
Bane wouldn't sit in Shadowlands for 4 years. Anyway, no, we're over it. I'm over it.
I mean, I wish he would do something fucking productive in this
And
one.
literally anything.
Yeah, yeah. Thrall. Sorry, I wish Thrall would do something besides just have a little heart to heart with
Well,
Anduin. Like, can we get some fucking horde stuff going on? Come
yeah,
on.
anything. Like they
Nah,
they
but
had
they
all
gave
this
him erectile
Kalia shit and
dysfunction.
then dropped her off a cliff after we did Gilneas. Like what a joke. I am not I don't know. I want more horde representation. That's what
I
I
do.
want. That's what I'm voting for
I
this
do. I
election.
do wish they would
I'm
go
writing
back.
in, you know what I'm writing in on my
Thrall.
ballot this year, Nick?
What?
I'm writing in Bane Bloodhoof on my on my vote this year. Hey, actually, don't do that. This is not political advice. You cannot legally blah blah blah. All right, Nick. I think it's best we stopped here. We already got deep enough. Remember,
Yeah.
more exciting and controversial topics next week on the Valley
Yeah.
of Spirits. Nick, would you please send us out?
Yeah, Jordan, I can. Thank you for tuning in to another exciting episode of the Valley of Spirits. We're your hosts, Jordan and Nick, your go to Horde players. Join us in Dornegal on the Mal'Ganis server and look up our guild, The Electric Boogaloo, for some epic adventures. Stay connected with us on social media. Follow us on Facebook and Twitter, or X as it's known these days, by searching the Valley of Spirits podcast. Don't miss out on an episode and follow us on Spotify or anywhere you find podcasts. Check out our YouTube for additional content not found on our podcast. Until next time, may your quest be glorious and your loot be plentiful. And as always, for the
For the
Horde.
Lord!